What's going on, everybody? What's going on? See this face? Face that God gave me. Take a long stare. This is my annoyed face. Sometimes I don't know what to say. I really don't. The Yankees can look great at times, and they can look absolutely pitiful at times. Just straight pitiful. And right now, it doesn't look very well. It doesn't look too fucking good. If you catch my drift. Doesn't look too good. Doesn't look too good at all. They're down 2-0 in the World Series. And my question to you guys, is it time to panic? What do we do? Do we move around the lineup? Do we bench people? Do we change the batting order? What do we do? I personally don't think the Yankees are going to do anything like that. They're going to keep running the same lineup out there until, I don't know, maybe game 4, maybe game 5, maybe when it's too late. I really don't know. I don't know. All I could say is I'm not going to talk about Aaron Judge. So if you guys are waiting for me to start ripping on Aaron Judge, it ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. We all know that Judge has an issue hitting in the postseason. So that's fact. That's how it is. That should be no surprise to anyone. What's more discerning is that, remember, Giancarlo was supposed to be kind of Judge's 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call it. His partner in crime. For years, this hasn't worked out. In the offseason, they went and got Soto. Brilliant move. Who were they going to pair with Judge to kind of give him that protection, to kind of get that other solid bat in the lineup to kind of generate runs? Right? They got Verdugo as well, but the main addition this offseason was Juan Soto. And it worked out beautifully. They give up a lot, but they got a lot, right? It's fair that we can say that. That's fair. As much as Michael King pitched well for the Padres, it was a good pickup. We got Soto. But that's all they did. That's all they addressed. The Yankees knew from the season before that the offense had issues scoring runs. This is nothing new. People, I swear to God, go back and look. I got a whole bunch of shit lined up for you guys to point out facts starting back from 2015. Oh, this show is going to be interesting. And as much as I want to keep it to 30 minutes, it might not go there. It might not go there. It might require a little bit more time. So just stick with me. This is going to be pretty good. But they've known for years that the offense doesn't produce with runners in scoring position. That's what I should say, with runners in scoring position. That's a little bit more fair, right? So what do? You get Soto. Okay, good. Now what else? They thought they had Glaber because Glaber is usually a second half performer, right? That's also a fact. So, okay, who's your leadoff guy? Right? Is it Anthony Volpe? Who is it? Is it Gleyber Torres? They started all this stuff, right? Messing with the lineup in the beginning of the year. Volpe looked great. Then he tailored off, moved him, from the number 9 spot where they should have left him because he was performing there just fine. Put him in the leadoff spot and things just changed. Not sure why, right? I'm not going to jump on Anthony Volpe too much because we know what Anthony Volpe is. It's 50-50, Jekyll and Hyde. So we're going to leave him out of this as well. All of this, we're getting this now, guys, from a culmination of the Yankees changing who they are, who we are used to seeing. I came from a generation where the Yankees just dominated. Actually, let me stop. I came from a generation where the Yankees sucked. Yes, believe it or not, they used to suck horribly. In the 80s? Yeah. I'll just name some people. Not that they suck, but I'm just telling you the teams that I've watched. Steve Bambino for first base, Chuck Carey, Dave LaPointe, Andy Hawkins. I mean, I can go on and on, right? I can go on and on. I mean, just some really average teams during those times. Bad times. And the Yankees started to change once they brought up, I guess they started drafting responsibly. I have no idea, but they were somehow able to get Jeter. That was by luck. Jeter, believe it or not, should have been a Houston Astro, but they passed. So they that number fell to the Yankees and they got him, right? So I think he should have been an Astro. I don't remember. You guys can look it up. He wasn't supposed to be a Yankee, but he landed in their laps and they drafted him, right? You got people like Andy Pettitte, people like Mariano Rivera, people like Jorge Posada, and the team started to change because they had this responsible, sensible draft picks that started to perform and build this core. And that core lasted for a long time. And if you remember when the Yankees were winning championship after championship, they pretty much had kind of two closers, John Wetland and Mariano Rivera. Mariano Rivera wasn't the closer because Wetland was basically the official closer, but they pretty much had two closers. And they would lock down games. By the 6th inning, if the other team wasn't winning, they knew mentally in their head, they knew they had no chance to score against Rivera because he would pitch 2 innings at times. And then you got John Wetland. And I think his code name was nickname was Psycho. He used to rollerblade around the stadium and in the back alleys and stuff underneath the stadium. Crazy stuff, right? As time went on and that core started to diminish, and after all the championships and stuff like that, things started to change for the Yankees. Whether for better or for worse or for whatever reason, things just kind of started to go south. And I'll attribute it to this right here. Whoops, let me share this. To me, this is when things started to go south. Bam. Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer was a free agent in 2015. And the Yankees didn't pick him up. And I'll tell you why. Hallett's told us why. They needed to get below the luxury cap. They said, screw it. We're not getting him. Okay. Passed on that guy. That gentleman right there would have made a whole bunch of difference, would have made a big difference to our starting rotation. And we probably would have won a championship with him in the rotation wait and not have to wait so long. Trust me on this. Okay. That's one. Let's continue. I'm going to share more screens. Share them all. There we go. Here's a nice one for you. Bam. I got a ton of these. I can go on. I'm not gonna show them all, but I'm just giving you proof. Why the Yankees backed off from Freddie Freeman. Bottom line, in short, from that story, they couldn't stomach another high payroll player. This gentleman could have been their first baseman from now till, I guess, his contract ends in 2027. That would have been the Yankees' first baseman. A lefty bashing killer that hits for power and average. They said no. Why? We gotta have to get the luxury cap. Okay, let's continue. You can read it. Just Google this, guys. Don't take my word for it. Right? Let's move on. Let's continue sharing screens. Bam. Boom. Should the Yankees sign Trey Turner? Now, here's the interesting dilemma with this one. Actually, let's go backwards. So before this comes up, let's actually give more proof. And let's share this one instead. We'll kill that one, and then we'll go like that. Yankees to address shortstop after Cashman admits to Torres' mistake. Right? This is when, you had all those shortstops available. Oh, here we go. Trevor Story, Carlos Correa, Javier Baez, Corey Seager, and so on and so forth. And I thought they were going to sign Seager. Seager would have been my favorite to sign. Another lefty, right? And Cashman said, right? There was an interview, and he was standing by the batting cages. I'll never forget it. It was the press was around him. He goes, yeah, we're going to evaluate that, and we're definitely in the market for a shortstop. Only to renege and say, no, well, we got two shortstops in the minors, and if we get this guy or one of these guys, is going to block their development or block them from coming up. As we were told that Volpe was the next best thing to slice bread. But once again, I'm not going to bash him. I'm going to stay off him for a minute. But do you get the pattern here? That they say one thing and they do another. They say one thing and they know there's a problem, but then they address it by using duct tape and band-aids to kind of hold this together. Like they don't go all in and say, no, well, let's be the Yankees. Let's put something together that's really, really good. That's solid. It's got a solid foundation. We could build around it with really good players that can hit for average, that can hit for clutch, and a few places in the lineup where there's stump. Maybe it's player number 2, player number, number 4, number 6, and number 8 all have thump. So if those guys get on in between them, for example, like if they traded for Luis Arias from the Marlins at the trade deadline, there's another player that can get on and be a table setter to drive some runs in. Right? I don't understand why they do what they do. And this is why we're getting what we're getting. Like I said, watch my shows before. They needed a power throwing lefty reliever to neutralize left-handed bats. Didn't get him at the trade deadline. They need a solid starter. We heard that there was an issue with Jack Flaherty's health. He looks pretty fucking healthy to me. Dude looks like as strong as a fucking horse. I'm not sure, As for Tommy Edman, I don't blame them not picking him up. I believe he was injured at the time, right? You guys can check it out. I don't remember. So Well, Cashman, we've been getting on him for trading for injured players, a la Harrison Bader and a few others, or them coming here and they're injured and they don't perform and they're high priced. So I could see why maybe he would shy away from that kind of trade. But I mean, Tommy Edmonds is hot right now, right? He's hot at the right time and he's performing. He's clutch. But I probably wouldn't have made that deal either. So I'm not going to mock him for that. But my point is, you didn't pick up who you need to pick up to kind of solidify the fact that you're going for it. Or maybe they didn't feel like they hadn't, something must have been happening to where they felt like maybe this team can't make it. Something had to be going on that we're just not aware of. Because you don't just skimp out. And once again, Brian Cashman's excuse was the prices are extremely high. Well, what were the prices? And I know they probably can't say the player's name because the players' names that are possibly involved in trades, because maybe it kills their confidence in the organization, or they don't have faith, or they don't want the player to feel like they don't have faith in them, or whatever it is. I mean, I would think as a professional baseball player that if the team that I'm playing for in the minors or even at the major league level, that if my name is out in a trade rumor, yeah, I might get like, oh wow, they want to trade me. That sucks. But if I'm in the minors, I'm like, oh really? Well, now I'm going to freaking work my ass off and shine and prove to you that what I'm worth. And when you trade me sometime, whether you keep me or trade me, I'm going to throw a fastball so far up your ass, your ancestors are going to feel it. Like, these are professional ball players. They shouldn't be down if their names are mentioned. They should be like, really? I kind of like being here. I grew up as a Yankee. I want to be a Yankee my entire life. You guys traded for me or drafted me, and now you want to trade me? Well, I'm going to prove to you guys that's the wrong idea. That's what the mentality should be. That'd be my mentality. I'm a competitive person, so I don't understand how, whether names are mentioned in the trade, how this affects them. But I get it. That's the business side that I don't understand because I'm not there to understand how that works. So it just seems weird that they'll say, okay, well, we're not going to get this guy because this guy is great. And the guy comes up and he doesn't perform. I think Yankee fans are getting sick of that, right? They can't build the entire team off of acquiring free agents. That's the problem they have now, which is why the payroll is where it's at. You need to draft responsibly, get good players, or trade for good young prospects that can help your organization. That needs to change. You got to get players that are young and that can play in the clutch. And to not make those moves, what are your players doing in the minors right now? They're sitting at home. They're not helping you in the World Series, so you have them there, but for what? When you could have actually built the team and get them ready for the postseason, because it looks like, you had to think you're going to make a playoff spot, right? Like that should be your goal, or to get there, and then hopefully you get hot and you progress through the postseason. But you picked up a couple people, one you DFA'd, De Los Santos, and right now, Hamilton's injured again, so we know he's injury prone. Loisaga, he's injured, from the beginning of the year. So you're missing bullpen guys, which you need to have a solid bullpen come the playoffs or come during the season. The Yankees have no one after Luke Weaver to help close out the games. When they use Luke Weaver for 2 innings, and the game is still tied in the 10th, they have no one else to go to. A la why I said when they were winning championships, they had guys like Mariano Rivera and John Wetland. Mariano could pitch 2. Wetland could pitch 2 if he had to. You have solid people in your bullpen to kind of keep you in the game and hopefully you win. Or you have a more potent offense to where if you score some runs, the Dodgers aren't winning game 1. If you'd put up 2 more runs or just 1 more run, the Dodgers would not have won game 1. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, once again, if you're gonna construct this team in the future, and that's why I said, I think in a few shows ago, even if they win the World Series, guys, they have a lot of work to do with this roster, even in the offseason. Even if they sign Soto, there is so much. Who's playing first? It ain't going to be Rizzo. So are you going to pick up Christian Walker? What do you guys, what is your plan for that position? It's not Ben Rice. It's not. I like Ben Rice. That's not the solution. Are you going to re-sign Marcus Stroman? I think he has an option. That's not the solution. Are you going to let Cole opt out? He is getting older. What are you going to do? Or even if you opt Cole back in with an additional year, are you going to try and trade Carlos Rodon? I can't even blame him, really. I mean, he didn't pitch very long. I think it was like 3. Let me look at something here. What did he pitch? 3. Oh, Jesus. So, box. Rodon. Okay. I thought he went 4 innings. My bad. 3 innings, 4 runs. I mean, it's not great. It's not good. But 4 runs. I mean, you guys can't score 5 runs. I mean, that's what's frustrating. Like the offense just disappears. They're like dead men. It just disappears. Wells is missing. Judge is missing. Volpe forgot how to hit. It'll drive you batshit crazy. It is crazy. The bullpen did fine. I mean, check this out. Cousins, no runs. Hill, no runs. Holmes, no runs. Like, I mean, the bullpen did their job. You guys couldn't step up to help the bullpen out. It's just bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. Is Yamamoto good? Yes, he's good. I'm not going to say that he sucks. But dude, that guy was throwing strikes. He's in the zone. You guys can't hit strikes now? It's not like Blake Trenian or Tryon or whatever the hell his name is, however you say it. No disrespect, Blake. But, I mean, he's throwing sweepers and sliders that are way off the plate, and you guys are swinging at him. Like, okay, I get it. They're deceptive, but Yamamoto was throwing strikes. Matter of fact, one pitch that he threw Judge was like, it was a 2-0. I forget which inning it was. It was a 2-0. Judge was 2-0. He threw a fastball right down the middle. Why didn't he hit it? He just stand there. He's just, I don't understand them. I don't understand them. Let me see something real quick. Torres, 0 for 3. Soto, he's doing his job. Stanton, 1 for 4. Okay, that's fine. Chisholm, 1 for 4. Where's the rest of the fucking team? 0, 0, 0, 0. This is bullshit. Guys, here's the deal. I don't want to get into predictions. Not yet. Like I said, the offense is lost. I mean, you have to remember how to hit. This is rudimentary stuff. Pitch is thrown in the zone, you attack. You're 2-0 in a count. 10-1, the pitcher's going to throw a fastball or something in the zone because he doesn't want to go 3-0. There it is. And listen, guys, I know I'm not a professional baseball player. I know that their jobs can't be easy. I know that none of this is easy. I know I probably couldn't do it. So I'm not putting them down. I'm just trying to understand what they're thinking when they're at the plate, or are they overthinking? Right now, Judge, it seems like his timing's off or he's guessing. I don't think it's mechanical, but I think he's guessing on the pitches, and I think he's guessing wrong. I don't know. Once again, I don't want to stay on Judge. I see people out there saying they should trade Judge already. guys, listen, we know Judge can't perform in the postseason, but you don't get to the postseason without him. So, to talk about dismantling the team already, I'm not going. I'm not even going there. I'm just saying with a few tweaks in the offseason, you can fix this roster and you can make it very competitive. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But like I said, why is this happening? All started in 2015. They didn't want to get this guy. Oops, I'm sorry. Or is it Max Scherzer? Ah, damn it. Right here. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of that. And share screen. So they want to get Max Scherzer in 2015 to be below the luxury tax, right? That's to me as a fan where everything started. Right there. That luxury cap that they were afraid of, like I said, that man would have made a difference. And then from there, it just snowballed. The Yankees changed from that point. They weren't looking to sign players for top dollar amounts. And to me, they can make this money back with t-shirt sales, cups, mugs, whatever memorabilia. I mean, they make this money back. I don't get it. The Yankees will never be a team where they can just dismantle and then rebuild with all prospects. Yankee fans won't allow it. It's impossible. So they have to actually build a team with hopefully a good young core, 3 or 4 guys, build around that with some trades and also free agents. The problem is they're not willing to go and get us that particular clutch free agent. It's not going to happen. And I guess we start getting used to it, or I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to go be like a Met fan. Fuck that. That shit ain't happening. That's not happening. So, you live and die with the Yankees. How I see this playing out, guys, really is one of two ways. The Yankees are going to come home and win 3 games in a row. Right? Go back to LA and win 1 of 2 or lose 2. That's it. I don't see it playing out any other way. Or worst case scenario, they lose 2 games at home back at Yankee Stadium and the shit's done. And at that point, I'm sorry. I'm having a long discussion with everyone in the offseason if I were Hal. But will he do it? Because I can sit there and blame Cashman all day long, right? Why aren't you making these trades? Why are you holding on the prospects? Why aren't you spending the money? But at the end of the day, I think Hal has more control than we give him credit for. And as we've heard Brian Cashman say, I got to go to, I'm sure he has to call the owner and go, hey, can we do this deal? And if Hal says, no, I guess I'm above budget, it ain't happening. So we get what we get. As much as he talks about being competitive and wanting to win, I guess there's a dollar amount that Yankees will not go over. And we can't blame them. Or can we? Can we blame them? Because if they're going to, for example, suppose Soto's agent wants, I don't know, $600 million over a 10 or 12 year period of time. You got that number, you divide it out, you get the figure that's annual. But now here's the problem. Does Soto, do they suggest that some of it's deferred? Because if you read Freddie Freeman's contract, $57 million of that from the Dodgers is deferred. Just like Shohei Ohtani's contract, the majority of that is deferred. So how are these players' agents willing to just go, oh yeah, we'll work with you guys because, I don't know, we don't want your payroll to be high. But when the Yankees come around, every player goes, oh no, I need my money now. There's no deferment. Why is that? Does that strike you as weird? I heard that the Yankees tried to defer some of Judge's money, but Major League Baseball did not approve it. I don't know if that rumor is true. If somebody knows, please tell me. Right? Hold on one second. Cabrera. I'm sorry, guys. I was missing these chats. I was going off on a tangent. LA did what they had to do and won both games. No, I agree. But I'm not discounting the Dodgers. No way, guys. I agree with you. You're absolutely right. We need to win all our home games at home. Yeah, Jose, I agree with you. Take one game in LA. I agree with you. Game one, Hill wasn't called into close game, and Boone gave it away. Like, yeah, Boone mismanaged this one. Boone was like, Jose's got some good points. Boone, when he brought in Dominguez, I didn't understand that play. I don't get that when he pinch ran for Glaber. Yankees had 10 hits game one. The Dodgers 7. Yeah, so the Yankees are getting hits, but they're not getting timely hits as one of the scoring position. You can get hits, but if you can't drive the guys in because the lineup is mismanaged because we're top heavy, right? You got Glaber that's getting hits. Soto gets hits. Judge missing. Giancarlo gets hits, and Chisholm. After that, it's flat. So if there's nothing left to drive those guys in, that's the damn problem. But Jose, you make great points, man. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry I missed your chats. I was just trying to go down my list of things to talk about. So it doesn't come up and show me real quick. It just it goes, oh, you have a chat, and then anyway. But thank you for commenting. I really appreciate that. And thank you for joining. But yeah, so I think the Yankees have a lot of work to do. I do believe as much as I feel like they can't win, which sucks to hear. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like they're overmatched. They looked overmatched. I do think that there is a path, and the path starts with, if I were them, if I were Boone, I honestly would move G up in the lineup. I put him behind Soto. I know you guys probably don't want to hear it. You don't want the righty, or you can go Soto, Giancarlo, Chisholm, Judge. If you want the lefty, do it that way. But something's got to change. And honestly, for World Series, fuck that. All egos need to egos go aside, bro. When Joe Torre managed his team, he didn't care. It was who was performing, who was delivering, got to play. None of this BS. I'm sorry, until Judge shows up, and I hope he does. I don't know what to tell you. Right? Verdugo's gone quiet. Wells is missing. I saw some things on social media today where they said that they should have pinch hit Dominguez instead of Trevino. I'm 50-50 on that one. I think it's a lot of pressure to put on a young kid. They did that to him in Detroit, and I'm wondering if that screwed that kid up. The Yankees have a way of fucking up young players. I swear to God, they do. They they have a way of just not bringing the best out of their players. And I get it. Players should be able to perform, but still, Jesus Christ. Anywho, guys, I think they still have a chance. I think they have to win at home. 3 games, starting with Walker Buehler on Monday. They got to get to him quickly. It's a bullpen game. I hear the Dodgers are throwing against Hill. I'm hoping Louis Hill just has at least 70%, 60% control. If he's got control, I think he can beat the Dodgers. I think they're going to see a high octane, hard throwing right-handed hitter. And if his slider and changeup are working, he's good. Even if he gives you 5 innings solid, he's good. I'll even take 4, right? And then hand it over to our bullpen. I'll go one further. I'll even throw in Marcus Stroman in there. Now you see all that heat, throwing somebody who throws soft. It disrupts the timing, even for 2 innings, and then backfill it with, I hate to say this, Holmes and then Weaver. Or Cousins and Weaver, whatever, and salvage a game. And then we'll turn it back over to Cole for game 5. And that's his moneymaker right there. That's his moneymaker. Show us why you're making that money. Right? And in between then, let's hope that the offense shows up. So, with that said, didn't mean to go on too long. Just want to go through a brief history of why we're getting. The Yankees had plenty of opportunities to get some really good players on their team to stack this team over the years and keep this gravy train moving. Instead, They patched it. And now we're seeing that the better team, who right now to me looks like the Dodgers, is handing our ass to us. So anyway, guys, please remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys joining me. Didn't want to stay on too late, too long. Jose, thanks for the comments, man. Super shout out to you. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night, and let's go Yankees. I still I have faith. Let's just not get swept. Right? Guys, have a good night. Stay safe. I'm Errol Sports Geek. Peace.